Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be bringing you guys my official Week 16 preview for the Commanders Sunday matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all know how these videos work. I'll give you guys the injury report, the final injury report, then I'll go over my keys to victory for both the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and then I'll give you guys my final score prediction at the end. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Starting off with the injury report as always, and this is a pretty good looking injury report. I'm not going to go over the Eagles injury report because everybody on there is going to play for them, like A.J. Brown, Saquon, Jalen Hurts. They're all fine on that injury report. Bryce Huff, we'll see if they activate him off of IR this weekend. Didn't sound like he was too confident that they would in his little media scrum that I kind of heard today. So, we'll see if they activate him off of IR this weekend. But as for our injury report, Jonathan Allen, he's out. That's not a surprise. I thought this was going to be like a little ramp-up week for him, and I feel like he has a really good chance to play next week versus Atlanta, but he will be out this week for Sunday's game versus Philly, so that's not a surprise to me. What is a surprise to me is that Chinn was a full participant in practice today, and he was not in a non-contact black jersey, which is huge, right? That is huge right there. He is questionable, and at this point, I don't even know if he's not going to play. Like, he could play. Same with Zach Ertz. Now, with Zach Ertz, I feel like he's going to be out still. Chinn, he was full today, so I feel like he has a higher chance of playing than Zach Ertz. Now, Zach Ertz, he also had a non-contact black jersey off today. He didn't have it on today, right? So that is really good right there. So, hey, man, the fact that these two guys have a chance to play this week while just suffering concussions on Sunday versus Saints tells me that their concussions aren't too serious and that they should be 100% fine by the Falcons game next week. But I don't think Zach Ertz plays. However, I think Chinn has a really good chance to play. But, we'll see. We'll see if he does because he has to clear, the final steps of concussion protocol. So we'll see if he's good. And then everybody else you see on here are good to go, including John Bates and Sam Cosmi, which I predicted, they'll be good to go. So they will be fine for Sunday's game. Moving on to keys to victory, and key to victory number 1 for the offensive side of the ball. Establish a run game early and often. The first time we played the Eagles, honestly, we didn't do too bad at running the ball, especially in the first half of that game. Like Brian Robinson on our first scoring drive in that game, Brian Robinson did a really good job of running the ball. He ran the ball hard, and I feel like you can run the ball on the Eagles. Now, you have to run the ball the right way. We have to be careful of, their Georgia wall on the inside. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, specifically Jalen Carter. He is a one-man wrecking crew. He is a dominant defensive tackle, a top 5 defensive tackle in the entire NFL, so we have to be careful with him. The Eagles are only giving up 102.2 yards a game on the ground. However, there have been games where they've let up a lot of yards on the ground. So I feel like we can run the ball on the Eagles, and our identity, right? We run the ball no matter what. Even if it's not working, we have to run the ball because running the ball will help us open up the pass game, right? It helps us open up that play action, the play action fake, right? When they think we're going to run, we're actually going to pass. That'll have a safety down the box and only one safety over top and allow us to take some deep shots down the field, right? So we have to establish a run game. Even if it's not working effectively, we have to be efficient with it because, like I said, it'll help us open up the pass game. But we would like to be effective as well, and I feel like we can be. I think Brian Robinson, I think he's going to be able to have a really good day on the ground versus the Eagles, and obviously Jaden with his legs, and obviously we'll get McNichols and maybe some C-Rod involved as well on the ground. But overall, once again, we have to establish a run game early and often. Key to victory number 2 for the offense: win the trenches and protect the football. By win the trenches, that's just another way of me saying protect Jaden. And it's not only just, our O-line protecting Jaden, it's also Jaden protecting Jaden. We took 8 sacks last week. However, not all those 8 sacks were on the O-line. Jaden ran out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage about 3 to 4 times. So, not all 8 sacks were on the O-line. However, the O-line did not have a good performance last week against the Saints. The Saints pretty much dismantled our O-line, and I feel like part of that is because Biotis was out, because I feel like people underrate O-line chemistry, you know? I don't know if Michael Dieter got enough snaps in practice with the first team starting O-line. Probably not, because it obviously didn't look that way on Sunday versus Saints. Obviously, it's next man up, but still, Tyler Biotis is an important part to our line, and I feel like him being out kind of had somewhat of an effect on the rest of our O-line. So we just got to be better this week protecting Jaden, and especially against an elite or a fierce Eagles defensive lineman with Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith on the outside, who he is fast, right? And he did get Brandon Coleman on one the last time we played the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Josh Sweat is a really good pass rusher. I'm not sure if Bryce Huff will come back, but he wasn't really doing much anyways. Jordan Davis, he is pretty good at stopping the run, but we really got to be careful of Jalen Carter, man, because he was unbelievable versus us on Thursday Night Football, which was the last time we played the Eagles, or the first time we played the Eagles, right? He did a really good job against Sam Cosmi, Nick Allegretti, basically our entire interior O-line, and we got to protect Jaden. We got to do a really good job of protecting Jaden. The Eagles like to rush four. They don't really, well, they do some blitzes, but they do like to rush four a whole lot. They trust their guys to get after the quarterback, and they did a pretty good job of that Thursday Night Football when we played them the first time. But, you know, we just got to do a good job of protecting Jaden this game, and Jaden has to do a good job of protecting himself as well. And then turnovers, the Eagles do, you know, turn the ball over, right? I'm pretty sure they had a couple of turnovers against the Steelers last week, so they create turnovers, and we have to do a good job of protecting the ball. We've done that all year long, but we'll especially have to do it in this game. And then key to victory number 3 for the offense is to score points. The last time we played the Eagles, we only scored 18 points. We didn't score points in that game, and the Eagles are only giving up 17.6 points a game, which is first in the NFL. So they're the best defense in the NFL. We know this, right? They have a tremendous defense. Vic Fangio, he's done a really good job of, you know, coaching that defense up this year, getting them to play like this, right? So they have a really good defense. They don't give up a ton of points. They only give up like 13 to the Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, but our offense is top 5 as well, right? So I feel like we can score points in this game, and we're going to have to score points in this game in order to win this game, right? Now, obviously, it's a divisional matchup, so it might not be a high-scoring game. However, we're going to have to score points in order to be in this game or to have a really good shot at this game, right? We were leading 10-6, you know, last time going into the fourth quarter, and I knew eventually that our defense would break, and if we didn't score points soon, then, we were probably going to lose the game. And what happened? We didn't score points soon enough, and we lost the game, right? 26-18. So we got to score points in this game. We got to move the ball down the field. Jaden, Cliff, Terry, they got to be on point. We'll see if Zach Ertz plays. I doubt it, though. Hopefully they get Ben Sinnott some opportunities this week. They're going to have to with Zach Ertz potentially being out. John Bates will probably get some opportunity as well, but he'll probably mainly be blocking like he always does. KJ Osborne, we'll see him in a Washington uniform for the first time, so we'll see if he gets involved a whole lot. And yeah, everybody got to be on point, you know. We got to move the ball on field. We got to be balanced. We got to run the ball efficiently and effectively. We got to pass the ball when we have the opportunities to. We got to take deep shots, right, when we have the opportunities to. We had opportunities versus Saints, 3 opportunities versus the Saints, and we were 0 for 3 on those opportunities. We cannot be 0 for 3 this week against the Eagles. We have to capitalize on the opportunities that the Eagles defense presents us, right? Whether that's deep shots on top or over the middle of the field, we got to take advantage of those opportunities we open up for ourselves or they open up for us. So that's key to victory number 3. We have to score points on the Eagles. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, key to victory number 1 for the defense, neutralize Saquon Barkley. And I'm not going to say stop Saquon Barkley because there is really no stopping Saquon Barkley. However, if you can neutralize him, then you have a really good chance of winning, because the last time we played the Eagles, we honestly did a good job of neutralizing Barkley for 3 quarters. It was really, you know, the fourth quarter where he just went crazy on us. And we haven't been good in the fourth quarter all year. But in that game, you know, our offense wasn't helping our defense out. You know, the defense just didn't have enough time to rest because the offense was getting off the field so fast, right? So when the fourth quarter came, they were gassed, and Barkley just gashed right through our defense on the ground. So, we have to do a good job of stopping Barkley this game, though. And, I've seen it before. Like, we neutralized them. I think he only had like 60 or 63 yards entering the fourth quarter when we played them the first time, right? So we did a good job of neutralizing him until the fourth quarter. Now, part of neutralizing Saquon Barkley is jumping on the Eagles early, scoring points on them early, right? So that will force them to have to throw the ball a good amount. And I would much rather have Jalen Hurts throw the ball 30 to 40 times than Saquon Barkley just gashing us in the run game, right? So we have to neutralize Saquon Barkley. And if we do, then that would be great, and we will have a really good chance of winning this game. I already think we have a really good chance of winning anyways, but neutralizing Saquon Barkley would really help us. Key to victory number 2 is to make Jalen Hurts uncomfortable, and I think we did a really good job of that in the first matchup versus the Eagles on Thursday Night Football back in Week 11. We did a good job of that for 3 quarters. Frankie Louvu, he got 2 sacks on Hurts. A couple other guys got sacks on Hurts as well. So I think we did a really good job of generating pressure versus Hurts, and we're going to have to do that again. Jalen Hurts is at his worst when he's under pressure, in my opinion. When you get pressure on him, you can clearly see that he's uncomfortable, doesn't really know what to do with the ball, right? He's going to scramble around. So I think that's what we need to do in order to, make him uncomfortable. Get pressure on him, right? And if we get pressure on him, what could happen? Turnovers, right? Now, Jalen Hurts, he turns the ball over sometimes. He specifically fumbles the ball a good amount of times rather than throwing interceptions, right? But that leads me to key to victory number 3, and that is ball is life. We got to get some turnovers on the Eagles, and they turned the ball over a couple times. Their differential right now is +2, so that tells you that they get turnovers, right? But they also turn the ball over. Jalen Hurts, he has fumbled the ball a couple of times this season. I know Cooper DeJean fumbled a punt return last week versus the Steelers, so they be turning the ball over at times, and we need to take advantage of the opportunities they give us to get a turnover or 2 on them, right? I don't think we had a turnover versus them when we played them the first time around, so we need to do that on Sunday, and that will help us get this dub. But also, getting pressure on Jalen Hurts will help us try and create more turnovers, because Jalen Hurts could try and make a play, and that could lead to a turnover. Doesn't happen all the time with him. However, it's possible, right? I've seen it sometimes. So we just have to get pressure on him, and we can force turnovers off of that. But in general, we just have to force turnovers. Moving on to my final score prediction, and as y'all see here, I was losing this game 27-23. However, we have a really good chance of winning. I am feeling really confident. Look, everybody has us losing this game. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites, which, tells me that Vegas isn't so sure that the Eagles will win. They're favorited, right? They're the better team. However, they wouldn't be surprised if Washington won, right? Washington still has a chance to win this game. And I agree. We have a really good chance of winning this game. And I'm really confident. Like, I am super confident for this game, man. Like, I was losing, but I would not be surprised if we won, because Jaden has seen the Eagles, right? And he wasn't even fully healthy versus the Eagles. He was still slightly nursing the rib injury, right? We have a full 7 days compared to only 4 days the first time we saw them. And I'm just feeling really good. Like, I'm feeling really good. The first time we played the Eagles, we didn't do a good job of moving Terry around. Ever since, really, the Cowboys game, we've done a great job of moving Terry around the formation, sending him in motion, and getting the ball to him, right? He had 8 targets versus the Titans and 10 targets versus the Saints, or 11 targets versus the Saints. That is what I want to see every single week. I said it in my Titans preview. Terry should be getting 8 to 10 targets a game, and that's what he's been doing since the Titans game, right? So we actually move Terry around now. We try and get the ball to him. Jaden has seen this Eagles defense before, so he knows what to expect. Cliff admitted in his press conference a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday, that he didn't do a great job of calling plays versus Philly, right? So he's going to do a better job of that, and I 100% expect him to do a better job of that. I'm just feeling really confident, man. I'm feeling really confident going into this game. We could shock some people, right? Not a lot of people have us winning this game. Everybody expects Philly to win, and they're on a 10-game winning streak, right? It's got to be broken at some point. Why not us? Why can't it be us to break that winning streak, right? So, although I have us losing this game, 27-23, and it's really because the Eagles are just a lot more talented than us, right? They have a beast and a running back in Saquon Barkley, and I'm just not sure if we will be able to stop him for 4 quarters, right? We weren't able to do so the last time or the first time we played Philly this season, and I don't know if we'll be able to do it again. However, with all that being said, I have us losing by 4 points, 27-23. I think this is going to be a really close game, but I would not be surprised if we won this game at all. So I really want to win this game, and I'm not going to lie, I don't want to get swept by the Eagles. Don't want to get swept by any team in our division. But, man, I really want to win this game. I'm not going to lie. I really do. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.